Hi Japie. I've been thinking about putting a little video together to get you started on your chord harmonica. I'm not quite sure what to do, to be honest. It's just a freebie video, just anything that comes up into my mind. I think when you start, I'll just talk the way I started on this one, because I'd never seen a chord harmonica when I got one. I think the first thing to do is to get those hinges, these, in the right position, and you can take quite a long time to do that. Actually, it's just whichever you find most comfortable. Obviously you've already done that. I think one of the most basic things to do on a chord harmonica is just to play all your chords, especially on the top body, because they're just your major and seventh chords. Never mind the bottom one, that'll come later. So, and just go round robin, if you like, just a bit like start on the C, and then C major, and then just go to the G to the left, go to F, and just go all the way around like that. So C major, C, G seventh, sorry, C seventh, and then F. You can do that in any kind of rhythm you like, whichever you prefer. Do it in all sorts of rhythms, I would say. Something like that. I've posted a comment on one of your posts tonight to say if you play a chord harmonica, it is really important that you hold your harmonica between your two hands. Always keep your hands on both sides, especially if you're a beginner player, because that way you can automatically find your chords by your hands, because the whole action is actually not in your mouth, it's not in your head. Try actually to keep your head still and only move the harmonica as much as you can. And eventually your hands will just tell you exactly where your chord is. So I'll do a bit of a chord change. See, moving about, and it's all in the hand and wrists, nowhere else, just in your hands and wrists. That's why it's so important to hold your harmonica between your hands. Hold it on both ends. Even though your harmonica is a bit smaller than mine, about half the size, because yours is a compact, it's still important to get this movement in your hands right, because that will tell you exactly what chord you're playing. Believe it or not, it really is like that, and the longer you play, the more it just goes completely automatic. I was told this when I started playing my chord harmonica, and I thought, that's never going to work. It does, seriously, it does work. Just try it. Always keep it and always try to move your hands and not your head. What else? What else am I saying? I was just thinking something and then I forgot again. What you also want to do is just try to swap chords. You know, like we just did this round robin, and try to make your chords also as sharp as possible. So. And swap between blow and draw chords, and you get this lip movement. Oh, hang on, that's what I want to show you. Hang on, let me just, because basically what you're doing, I'll just do it here. When you play the top chord, I've explained it, I'm sure you understand this already, but I'll just show it you anyway. When you play the top chord, you put your bottom lip like that. So your bottom lip, it's the other way around, sorry. You get what I mean. If you do a blow chord, you block the bottom draw chord with your bottom lip. So you play like that. Then you swap it, and you get this mouth movement like that. So from there to this. That also has another benefit. Basically, every time you change a chord, you have to take your mouth off the harmonica, which gives you then a short, brief moment to actually catch your breath. Because what I do, and it just happens automatically, just get used to it, because you said you run out of breath quite a lot when you play a lot of blow chords as well. When you change your chord, every time you take your mouth off the harmonica and place it again, there's a little brief moment, only a fraction of a second, where you can just quickly grab some breath. Another technique is to stop your chord slightly earlier to give yourself a bit of time to breathe. So instead of doing stop the first one slightly earlier than usual. And while you move from the one body to the next, or from one chord to the next one, just it'll happen automatically. You don't even have to think about it. You automatically grab a bit of breath in between and you'll be fine. What's actually harder is if you play all sorts of draw chords after another, because it's actually more difficult to blow out very quickly than it is to draw in, because it's just the way we breathe. It's quite easy to go and you get your breath already, but that doesn't work for some reason. So find your own way, but like I said, there's plenty of chance to grab a little bit of breath in between chords, and if you haven't got the time, just stop the one chord slightly earlier, give yourself a bit of time to breathe. What else? I don't know. Obviously mine comes with bass notes, and I'm tempted to play with the bass notes as well. That's another thing. And then obviously as a chord player, when you play with other players, the chord is usually played on the offbeat, so in between the beats. So what you get used to is to actually play your rests as well. That's quite important. One, two, three, four. The way I see it is it's just an example, but learn to play in between the beats as well. So if you play along with any kind of song that you know, and then just try to play not the bass, because the bass is always on the beat, and you with your chord harmonica are always off the beat in between. So, like for instance, a quick piece, you will always hear yourself play. But that's actually, how should I say this? It's actually, you need to count those rests in between. So, so you play between the beat. Get used to that, because that is quite important as a chord, especially if you haven't got the bass. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also play with a metronome. Get a normal metronome, or you can get free metronomes on your computer or whatever. They're not very expensive. You can just get one. Play with a metronome. That really does help to get used to rhythm. I think I'll have a think and see what I come up with for the next video for you. Good luck, and keep playing that chord harmonica.